What is going on, everybody? We just got a brand new trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's only a 30-second snippet trailer, but it's filled with nothing but new content for the most part. So we have so many new things to talk about with secret Easter egg characters and really cool scenes they haven't even shown off before, including brand new looks at Bowser Jr. But you know, even for a 30-second trailer, there can be so much to talk about and dissect. So we're going to jump right onto it. But before we get started, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things the Mario Galaxy movie and Nintendo in general. We're getting so close to 400,000 subscribers, so you can make that happen by leaving a like and subscribing today. Let's see how many people we can get in this video alone. But let's jump into the new trailer and talk about all the things that you probably missed. So first off, we get another scene of the bunch of shooting stars flying overhead as Mario and Peach are watching. This is probably the start of the Star Festival from Mario Galaxy's beginning. In fact, it's nearly identical to that opening scene. Now we get another look at Bowser Jr., and he looks really good, pretty much identical to the games as well, but the only real difference is his eyeballs. They're more realistic instead of them just being all black. I'm getting a little bit more used to it, but still, I kind of wish they were just all blacked out, but you can see his paintbrush with him as well with his symbol on the brush. Now I can't tell where this takes place, but in the background you can see some type of factory machines. I have some theories where this could be, and I'll get to that in just a second. In this scene, you can see tons of airships flying in, and they seem to be decorated and painted over, probably from Bowser Jr. You can see things like eyes painted on them or a giant mouth. The painting on the ships actually reminds me of Bowser's Fury. Once you beat the game, you can get this really cool painting from Bowser Jr. to get a cat shine of Mario and Bowser Jr. together. Also, the scene of airships flying in looks like it's pulled directly from the beginning of Super Mario Galaxy, as Bowser and his airship Armada fly in to wreak havoc on the Mushroom Kingdom and to eventually steal Peach and the entire castle. So I'm hoping that giant UFO is there that takes the castle as well. Now back to where I think Bowser Jr. actually was in that scene. We get to see the airship spread apart, and a giant planet in the background looks like it's made from Bowser Jr. You can see a giant crackling smile in it, which is pulled straight from his handkerchief around his neck. When he puts it on, it gives him that giant crackling smile. Now there's not too much that we can actually pull from this. It looks like a planet that's currently in construction. You can see two giant Bowser horns being formed on the top, and you can see what looks like to be a giant throne area where maybe Bowser Jr. sits. This seems to be maybe an entire creation from Bowser Jr. himself. Why was he in space building his own battle planet? I have no clue. We then get another look at Yoshi, and he's riding on Luigi's bike and looking pretty smug and confident to do so as well, which is pretty funny. And of course, he's gathered around the Toasterinas. In this next scene, we see Peach and Toad chasing an Ukiki down a road. Now, Ukikis are monkeys that first appeared in Yoshi's Island. They would eat watermelon and spit seeds at you as if they were machine guns. But this one's about to throw a bob-omb at Peach with its tail, and it's also holding a giant book bag. Odds are, this is Toad's book bag, because we know from different artwork in this movie, it seems like he's going to be transitioning a little bit towards that Captain Toad moniker. You can even see the red bandana around his neck, and his giant book bag is probably being stolen. They seem to be in some sort of futuristic city. You can see paratroopers flying overhead, and at the top of one of the skyscrapers is a giant blooper sign. Continuing the scene, Peach deflects the bob-omb with her parasol, and you can also see more enemies along the street here. You can see a Sledge Bro eating out of some type of takeout box. You can see a red coin coffer, an Octo Guy, and behind him a Shy Guy and a Spike eating at a concession. And on the left side of the street, you can see a Goomba, Octoomba, and Koopa Troopa looking at her angrily, with a giant 8-bit sign of a Goomba in the background. A couple other things to note is the sign on the concession stand has a picture of an 8-bit Cheep Cheep. One of the buildings, the rooftop, actually has a Cheep Cheep on it as well. And there's a couple of signs that have sprites of potion on them as well. There's a red potion jar and also a yellow potion jar. And we've never seen yellow, but the red one is straight from Super Mario Bros. 2. You would throw this down in order to access a secret door that would take you into like a mirror dark dimension of that area so you can find extra lives. The two then stumble into what appears to be a bar. Now this seems to be a hidden entrance because they sneak through the screen of what seems to be a scene from Mario Bros. 1, which is the underwater stage. Now I don't believe this actually translates to a real language. All I can see is -1, and we know the underwater stage is 2-2 until it hit me. In World 1-2, you can actually clip through a wall and get into the minus world, where it will show the world as -1. So if this is the reference they're going for, that is an insanely deep cut. In the same way that glitch kind of takes you to a hidden world, it does the same thing where you have to find this hidden screen to get to this hidden bar. Besides more characters that we've already seen, there's some signs to the right that has a 8-bit Spiny and also an 8-bit poison mushroom that was added in Super Mario Maker 2. This mushroom also seems to be on various different screens throughout the bar, maybe referencing this as a kind of a rough bar full of bad guys. The camera then turns and shows an entire crowd full of enemies, including some new ones we haven't seen yet. In the back left, we can see a charging Chuck that's leaning on a cage, and if we look really close, we can see the cage seems to be holding the Star Bunnies from Mario Galaxy. You can see his ears in the design and the yellow parts at the end. So Star Bunnies are actually Lumas just transformed, so they actually got this Luma captured. We can then see some Shy Guys, including a Sniffit, which I believe this might be our first time seeing the Sniffit, I could be wrong. Octo Guy in the background, and a concession stand with a Koopa Troopa with tons of drinks on the wall, and even a Shy Guy mask at the top, which looks like it's for sale. At the next table, we can see a coin coffer, some more Shy Guys, another Sniffit, and also a knife that's sticking out of the table. Now, I could absolutely be stretching with this one, I get it, but the stools kind of remind me of the mushroom blocks from Mario Bros. 2 as well. In the background, you get to see more enemies, including Goombas standing on top of each other's heads, and even a Spike back there. And we get to see another Octoomba, but up close. But I believe another enemy, or shall I say mini-boss, is about to make his first appearance here. In the very far back right, you can barely see a scene where a hand is coming into the frame. And the hand seems to be holding something like a microphone, I can't really tell, but it's a big giant orange hand, and I think Boom Boom is getting ready to appear in this scene. It really looks like they're trying to add in a bunch of more characters from classic games, especially from Mario Bros. 2 in this movie, but why not add some Mario Bros. 3 ones as well, and go ahead, throw in his sister Pom Pom that came later on. Well, we can see a couple more things with the extended scene of the bar. We can see a box with a giant hole, which looks very familiar to the cannon box from Mario 3D World. And you can see some signs at the top with a sprite of a banana peel and a Koopa Troopa shell. In this next scene, we get a city view of all the buildings around where they're at. They're probably on the balcony of the same bar. Some of the signs we can actually make out, they're just really hard to read. For instance, we can see a sign which has a purple and white dice block from Mario Party on it. Now this is actually the creepy dice block which first appeared in Mario Party Star Rush. Moving up the same building, we can see a sign right above the dice block again, but this time with a coin bag, which looks like it could be pulled from something like the classic Mario Party games on the 64. Speaking of the 64, we also have a giant Nintendo 64 logo on the top of one building. There's one sign we can barely make out, but it looks like the top of Spewart, the Brutal from Super Mario Odyssey. Beside it, you can see a sign with a chain shop, and below it, a hologram of some Cheep Cheeps floating around the top of a building. There's also one sign that looks like it has some booze on it, it's just too hard to tell. In fact, it even looks like I can maybe see a bell shape that's kind of blowing something or moving something out of the way. It almost looks like the Boo Bell from Mario Party 2, but once again, I could be stretching there. There's another sign with something on it, I just can't make out what this is supposed to be, and maybe you guys can. It looks like it can be some sort of bullet bill flying away, but I'm unsure. Something I am sure of is Luigi's Mansion King Boo is on one of the signs. He seems to be maybe appearing over Earth or something, but yep, this is the mansion variant with the purple crystal in his crown. And we can see that building with the blooper on top again, but this time with tons of blooper holograms swirling into the air. We can also see the hologram of what seems to be a Mario Kart item box in the air above one of the buildings. And finally, we can see a purple neon sign for Roy Koopa, one of the Koopalings. This is from the sponsor image from Mario Kart 8 for Roy Smooth Sounds, and it looks like it's the exact same logo. You can even read out Roy, and it probably says Smooth Sounds underneath. Now this seems to be a city full of references to Bowserlings, and it makes me wonder, is this actually Neo Bowser City? It's at night, there's tall skyscrapers with tons of neon lights all over them. I mean, it would make a lot of sense. And if for some reason you didn't know, Neo Bowser City is a track that first appeared in Mario Kart 7 and returned in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Next up we see Bowser Jr. again, but this time he's all black with red and orange flames all around him. This looks exactly like Theory Bowser from Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, where Bowser gets painted on accident by Bowser Jr. and turns into this creepy giant black infested monster. Also, in the background, you can see a statue of Bowser holding Jr. So yeah, we've actually never seen Theory Bowser Jr. in the game, so this is something completely new, and his paintbrush also gives off this purple aura to it. We then get a scene of Mega Leg flying through the air in order to come down crashing on Rosalina, but she deflects it with her Star Wand. And from past trailers, it looks like we know that Bowser Jr. is the one piloting this thing, well, at least at first. Well, in this new image, we can see his transformed version, and he's also flying out of the machine, it looks like, in a big explosion with an egg with glasses? What is this? Well, we'll find out in the next scene. Next up, we have a scene of Kamek sitting in the chair of Mega Leg, it looks like, where Bowser Jr. was sitting. Now, Bowser Jr. is nowhere to be seen here, so I'm unsure how this is happening. Did this machine fight Rosalina somewhere else and then eventually come down to fight Mario Brothers and Peach and them at the castle? Because in this scene, it looks like they're at the castle. But Yoshi has had enough. Yoshi jumps up and just straight up eats Kamek out of the machine. Yoshi turns Kamek into an egg and poops him out, keeping the glasses on him, which is hilarious. That's why we see the egg fly out with Bowser Jr. Now the question is, where does Bowser Jr. come in? Maybe Kamek failed with the machine and got taken down by Yoshi, and Bowser Jr. then eventually takes over the machine with Kamek still as an egg and tries to defeat Rosalina, but then Rosalina blows the entire thing up. And then we get a final scene of Yoshi standing on the machine, and you can still see pictures of Mega Leg on the monitors, which just confirms that that's exactly what the machine is for. But what's interesting is there's a lot of green and red color scheming going on with the machine. So I do question, what if this machine actually came from Gadd? He's the one that actually built it for Bowser Jr. and was forced to, and maybe that's where he also got his paintbrush like he does from Super Mario Sunshine. That could be the case. I mean, just looking at the chair alone, it's super identical to the ones he uses in 2 and 3. I mean, it even has like the little joystick with the 2 buttons. I'd actually be kind of shocked that this was no type of Gadd connection. Also, they're going to kind of have to explain how he even created this planet in the first place and how he was able to build all this and how he even built Mega Leg or even got his paintbrush. If he just had it for no reason, that's going to be pretty lame. So I am almost willing to bet Gadd is in this movie in some capacity. Like maybe he kidnapped him and is making him build him all this stuff. I'm not saying Gadd built the planet, but maybe helped, or maybe the paintbrush has magical powers that he helped build. Now there's also a small little teaser trailer that's apparently only playing in movie theaters, and the scene is pretty simple. It's just an extended scene of something that we've already seen with the babies and the dinosaur in the jungle, but Toad's going through the grass and finds baby Mario and baby Luigi messing with the dinosaur while it's sleeping, which I still have no clue why they're babies. And also, in what point of the story does Toad leave Peach and come to baby Mario and Luigi? I have no clue. Baby Mario wakes up the dinosaur by playing the Mario Brothers jingle on his teeth. And then Yoshi's Island style, Yoshi carries baby Mario, Luigi, and Toad on his back while also holding the super light scope for some reason. Why? I have no clue. Perhaps this is once again another device, or in this case a weapon made by Gadd. After they save him or something, he gives him something to fight Bowser Jr. with. So that is the brand new, I believe it's the Super Bowl trailer for Mario Galaxy. Now there was so much in just this little 30-second snippet, so please, if you found out anything that I may have missed or saw some Easter eggs in the trailer that I just completely glossed over, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things about the Mario Galaxy movie and Nintendo in general, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.